Energy 2017. Oil, gas, what will go on? Torsten, welcome. Let's talk about the energy and energy sector. What were the price trends, first of all, 2016?
Yeah, after oil touched $26 last year, everybody thought it's the end of the world and started talking about $10 WTI again. Same when we touched $150 and everybody started talking about $200 TI some years earlier. But after this, we've seen like a positive price trend for energy all around the year. Compared about the crude oil market, but also the products, with two things getting out of this picture. This is coal, US coal, and uranium. So these are more two negative commodities in the space.
So they were like deep in the shit, yeah? To say it a bit rude. Okay, let's start with crude oil production. OPEC, Russia, and the US are the biggest players. So what's going on there?
So crude oil is the biggest market and the products are derived from that. So with petroleum products like heating oil and gas on that. So therefore it's important to understand what happens to the crude market. We've seen a massive supply glut coming back to a moderate supply glut. And what you see here is OPEC changed policy in 2016 regarding now a supply cut valid this month, what you see here in January. But on the other side, including Russia with a supply cut, talking about 1.5 million, 1.8 million barrels getting out of the system. On the other side, the higher prices we have in the moment are supporting the US unconventional production again. So where on the result we see US production rising again, coming from 8.6 to almost 8 million barrels a day, and probably rising to 9 million barrels in 2017.
Okay, so they will eagle-eyes the whole thing, right?
Yeah, we make this effect less dominant in terms of production cut.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, and there we see already the imports and the production in the US. I mean, quite obvious. The dark blue one are the imports, right?
The dark blue line, you see the imports of US, mirroring basically what you see here in terms of production growth in the US by the shale industry, and then the decline because of the low prices. And obviously in this time imports had to rise. And rising imports from the US, one of the biggest consumers of energy, means higher prices on the global markets.
That's for sure, definitely. Supply and demand. I think that's the real key if you want to do some estimates for this year and also for next year. What are your thoughts on that?
So basically stripping down to the very basic supply-demand inventories on every commodity. So for crude markets, the big picture is that we reduced a massive supply glut, what you see here in the dark blue in the last year, to a moderate supply glut. But the essence is we are still in an oversupplied market on oil. So with a production cut, we're coming back to a neutral stance faster. But our more important point on this is we have to see global inventories to fall to predict a more solid market development on the crude side.
I think the inventories are quite high these days, aren't they, still?
The US inventories are very high, but also OECD inventories, like the inventories of the developed nations, are massively high. So therefore, we didn't see a change on the trend in terms of inventory reduction. So therefore, we wait in terms of a moderate positive sign for oil market.
Now with all that basis, let's come to the price forecast for 2017. And we see here three possibilities. Maybe you can give us an insight there.
What I did here in the forecast, our forecast line is a bit different from the market consensus. You see here in the light blue line the consensus, what is represented in the forward curve. So what is the picture currently on the crude oil market, and the high and low estimates from more than 30 analysts in the crude market. So our forecast is that we see prices to drop even in the first quarter. Now basically sell on the good news of a surprise cut, what you see from OPEC and Russia, but gaining ground to about $60 in terms of end of the year. Reason for that is end of year $60. It's about a little bit more than 10% from current prices, but moderately high compared to last year average prices. And the reason why we see prices to drop in the near term is the inventory situation combined with the slower growth.
Great, perfect. Then, Torsten, thank you very much for this forecast, and we will watch carefully.
Thank you.
Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Torsten Dennin, the Chief Strategist from Tiberius. And yeah, you heard it. First of all, oil prices will drop slightly, maybe down to $44, $45, but they expect by the year end again a price of $60. And yeah, we will see what happens. I'm your host, Jochen Steiger from Commodity TV in partnership with Dukascopy TV. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Geneva.